We are back with another episode of the IBJJF Podcast. I'm here with Samir Chantre. We're going to talk about the 2023 World Jiu-Jitsu Championships. Incredible event, so much energy in the pyramid. Samir, why don't you just start out talking about the crowd that we saw at the event and just how amazing the energy was throughout the whole weekend at the Worlds?
It was amazing. It was super nice. We saw a lot of even jiu-jitsu stars, MMA stars, some of our big names that are not currently competing anymore. So it was amazing to see everyone there. The crowd was super nice, supporting so much and cheering up the athletes. The pyramid itself already has such a nice energy, just walking up those stairs, it already gives you that feeling. And then when you walk in and you see that crowd and you see those stairs, and it's just, it was super nice. It was super nice to see how much support. Jiu-Jitsu is growing so much. It's getting more popularity. I think every time we go to the event, it's more people there, more people in the rotation, right? More people coming in and out. So it just feels like every time, like we were just talking before, it just feels like every time it feels like it's the best event. It's the best for us, best for us that ever been. Yeah, I think it's my 14th year in the pyramid. Oh, actually, no, we didn't have a couple of years, but I think my first time was in 2009. And it just feels like it just gets better and better and better. Yeah, it was an amazing event. Super happy I was able to be there and all days and watch basically every single match.
Yeah, the crowd gets better every year, like we talked about, but I also think the level of technique gets better every year. So can you talk about the overall level that you saw this year at the Worlds and how it compared to prior years?
I think the thing that most common, of course, it gets the level gets higher and higher as jiu-jitsu develops, as jiu-jitsu grows in popularity, in communication, how you can watch from anywhere in the world. You can watch jiu-jitsu now. It wasn't like that back in the days. So the information gets out there super fast. You see a new move. Tomorrow everyone is hitting that move in the gym,
Yeah.
So it's definitely that definitely plays out. But one thing that I see that I've been talking about for the past couple of years, for the past few years actually, is that the level it's not only really high, but super. It's just everyone, like not everyone, but like it just gets on, let's say, 8th finals or something, everyone can win.
Yeah, it's more even than ever before.
It's definitely more even. We don't see much of dominance. Like we, of course, definitely we're going to talk about it, but we saw Taina's dominance for these past few years, 60-0. He reached 60-0. It's definitely something unseen. But if you think about it, it was the only one. We talk about in the preview how featherweight we had a dominance of Cobrinha. Cobrinha, if I'm not mistaken, won 4 titles in a row. I think he won 2006, 2007, 2008, and 2009. And then Rafa won 10, 11, 12, and then Tanquinho 13, and then Rafa 14, 16, 17, something like that. And then Matheus Gabriel won 18, and then Jamil, or vice versa. Matheus Gabriel.
Jamil 18, Matheus 19.
Yeah, Matheus Gabriel. And then it was literally one champion every year. I think this is the 5th year that we got 5 different winners for the for Worlds in featherweight.
Yeah, Matheus Gabriel was 2019. Jamil was 2018. 2021 was Fabricio. 22 Isaac, and now 23 Sam Ngai.
Exactly.
Crazy.
Look how crazy is that? That in featherweight, like I'll say for featherweight now because it's the I don't think that never happened. Like roosterweight was dominated by Caetera and Bruno Malfacini for 15 years. It was either one or the other since 2000. I think 7. 7, if I'm not mistaken, was the first title of Bruno Malfacini, and then 8 was Caio, and then Malfacini, Caio, Malfacini, Caio, Malfacini, Malfacini for a while, Caio again, and I think they had finals together for 15 years or so, and then Mike Musumeci came around and won a couple, 2 or 3 in a row. After him, again, Talisson, and now Lucas. So every time we see, it's just getting more. And then we see that the crazy thing too. It's like Isaac, he didn't even podium pants the year he actually won Worlds. And then, yes, now he took third. But the guy who, Samona guy, I don't even think he podium at pants. It's just like that's how it's leveled up right now. Like a guy who wins, maybe next tournament he won't even go to the podium because the level is so up there. So this is what I'm seeing the most right now. This is like one theory. I think Thailand kind of messed up my whole theory. Back, I think a few years ago, 3-4 years ago, I said that we weren't going to see such a dominance performance from anyone anymore because the level was so high. And I even said that Musumeci, in my opinion, was going to be the last one. But then Thailand came around, kind of messed up the whole thing.
Thailand and Gabriele.
Yeah, Thailand and Gabriele, yeah. Kind of messed up the whole thing. But then we see that still, like in the majority, of course, always we're gonna see one or another that's gonna be just phenomenal, just above average, above the non-averages too. But in general, I think that's what I'm seeing the most. Not only in the color, not only in the black belts, but also I see a lot of that in the color belts. We see Kolabati, who has been very dominant in a lot of his matches, had super tough matches, won the finals by 1 advantage, if I'm not mistaken. The semifinals was by 2 points or so, was also a very tough match. So the level is really high and very leveled up too. So not only high, but also even. It's just, I think, in my opinion, it's just so much better because it's unpredictable. Yeah. The matches are more back and forth, which gives us even more expectations, more entertainment. So I think this is one of the reasons why I think we feel like every time it's better because it's just such good matches. It's just such a lot of battles, a lot of good matches, a lot of back and forth matches, a lot of turnarounds and all that. So I think this is definitely collaborating to the show.
Yeah, we saw so many good matches. You brought up Tynan a couple times. I think we have to talk about the middleweight division. Like you mentioned, Tynan came into the Worlds. He was 57-0. Had 2 submissions in his first 2 fights. Then he beat Rolando Sampson, which was a rematch of the Pan semifinal. In the World semifinal, advanced to the final against Jansen Gomez. Jansen also had 2 submissions on Saturday. He fought Ty Rotolo in the semifinals. That was a match I think everyone was excited for. Those guys just have such great athleticism, technique, ability to scramble. Jansen ends up winning that match on points, advances to the final against Tynan. So to kick this off, what were your expectations going into the match, the middleweight final match between Tynan Dalpra and Jansen Gomez?
It was hard to bet against Tynan, from what he has been doing his past few years. So I did have the expectation that Tynan was going to win, but definitely not in an easy fashion. I was expecting a very close match. They had history. They fought in purple belt. Jansen won at purple belt, and it was actually when Tynan hurt his knee. He was a few months away from the mats, and then he came back. That was really a turnaround for him, where he started really winning literally everything as brown belt, and then going to his black belt and doing what he did so far. So So I already knew there was that history. I already knew Jensen knew the way, as he won as he won before, and I know how good Jensen is. Like, we spoke about him many times,
Yeah.
including that amazing match against Ronaldo at Pans this year. In my opinion, the best match of the tournament. We know how good he's technically, how much athleticism that kid has, and how much heart that kid has. So, and I think a big factor that also played out, besides that he was able to answer really well all techniques Tainan was putting out. I think the fact that he went down from middle heavy.
Yeah.
Next day, he was definitely heavier than Tainan there. Uh, we could see, especially in that transition that Tainan was trying to go to single leg X. He did a back step, and Tainan tried to invert to kind of get underneath him again. And he, with a super good grip on that back leg, that was, in my opinion, the key for that move. But also how he sank his way down and didn't let Tainan invert. And then that was when forced Tainan to turn dodo, and he was super ultra fast. He's spinning towards Tainan back, and those hooks came in like water. It was very impressive performance. Very impressive performance. It's still a really good performance from Tainan. Super close match. Only two advantages, right?
Mm-hmm.
He held that. The advantage all the way until the end, and so it was definitely a great match to watch, even though like it was only two advantages. It was very intense. Tainan was always trying to set up techniques, and Jason shutting it down, and super composure too. Had the right answers in the right time. He did the crowd was going crazy. Right?
The crowd was absolutely wild during that match.
The whole gymnasium was going crazy, and even though he wasn't anxious, he didn't make mistakes. He was still composure. He was still countering. He was still answering the moves in the right way. And yeah, it was just a great, amazing performance. The whole tournament, okay, not only the finals, but the whole tournament. Jensen really did really, really well the whole tournament. It's definitely a match I would love to watch again. Honestly, like next day I wanted to watch that match again.
Me too.
And I'm not even talking about the match that happened. I want them to fight again. It was just an incredible performance from both of them. Just definitely two athletes that I love watching. We spoke about how I was looking for the match between Ty and Jason. For me, was going to be the best match of the tournament. It did not disappoint, but I don't know which one was better. It was a good match, but I think the match with Tainan brought a lot of tensions, a lot of excitement. So it was just, and the crowd was going crazy too. So I think everything played out in a way that made that match definitely one of the highlights for the tournament.
You talked a bit about Jansen going down to middleweight from medium heavy, and at medium heavy he was having a lot of success. He won the Europeans, beat Pedro Machado, an amazing opponent in the final of the Europeans, also got second at the Pans, had a really close final match with Gustavo Batista. So it was interesting to see Jansen make that move. Do you think that move was really a big factor in how the match ended up playing out?
I do think so. Yes, I think so. I think he was having a lot of success already in that middle heavy division. But facing Braguinha is super solid overall.
Two-time world champion now, Braguinha.
Two-time world champion, and he won literally everything, I think, this year, right, that he competed. He won Pans, he won Nationals, he won Worlds. So Braguinha, besides that he's in a really great momentum, he is super solid for that division. His game, how his game shuts down people like Jensen too, because Braguinha's game is super solid. Jensen fought him really well at Penn. I think it was the only match he didn't submit, correct? In
Yes.
at Penn. So I think that move definitely played out really good for him, especially because, as we know, world semifinals and finals are the next day. You don't weigh in again. He was probably heavier there. And again, I'm not saying that's the only factor. He displayed an amazing jiu-jitsu, super technical, great counters. He had the answer for everything Tynam was trying to do. But I do think that helped in the outcome of the match.
Yeah, and congrats to Jansen. Incredible match. Great technique, great strategy. But I think it's really important to acknowledge Tynan too. I don't know. I would probably have to do some research to confirm this, but I don't know if anyone's ever started their black belt career with 60 straight wins. All those major titles, it was kind of unprecedented. Also, he had a 70% submission rate, or close to that, throughout all the events he was competing in, not only open tournaments, but major championships where he's fighting all the best black belts in the world. And I think if there's one thing we know about champions in any sport, is that they always come back way better from losses. So the Tynan Dalper we're going to see when he comes back after this world championship, I think is going to be a different Tynan Dalper that's better than we've ever seen before.
I do believe so too. And I'll tell you, in my generation, I do not think we had that dominance. I do not recall, but I'm pretty sure in my generation, for the past 20 years, I don't think I've seen anyone doing what Tynan did.
Yeah, it was incredible. So we got to move on to Gabriele Pisagna. She, of course, is a super accomplished athlete, won an award for the double Grand Slam, which she did for the second consecutive season, which was amazing. That kicked off her weekend on Saturday. Then she finished her weekend by getting all submissions, 5 fights between the super heavyweight and open class divisions, 5 submissions, and she beat some really, really tough opponents. Beat Melissa Stricker, who is a 2-time world champion now, in the semi of the open class, and then beat 5-time world champion Anna Vieira in the final of the open class. Gabriele put on the best performance of her career. Just want to get your thoughts on all the amazing work that she put in over the weekend.
It's Gabriele is someone that I always say it's just I love watching her competing for how much it doesn't seem like she cares where the fight goes. If it's on the bottom, she's gonna be doing her thing, and it's gonna be doing good. If it's on top, she's gonna be doing her thing. She has great sweeps, great passes, great takedowns. Her game is super. And one thing I was even mentioning watching her, it's how I can see so much improvement from the heavy weight classes. We spoke about that about the male too. How much there's more. You see more tech. It seems like the lighter weight classes in big people's body. Like Gabriele Pisagna, she moves like a lightweight.
Yeah.
Like she's so technical. You see that it's not because she's bigger than B or bigger than A. No, she out technique like all the girls. It's impressive to watch her competing. How her technique is on point. How she moves. She's heavier, but she moves like a lightweight. She outspeed a lot of the girls. Her finals for her weight class showed the difference between her and her opponent. How don't get me wrong, her opponent was super good.
Yeah,
she was in the finals of the worlds, but the technical difference between in that match, it just showed a lot on how Gabriele was moving. Gabriele was hunting that position, hunting that submission, and really like showed that very dominance in the whole tournament. Like beating Ana Vieira in that fashion, it's like I don't think I've ever seen that before. I don't think I honestly don't even remember seeing Ana Vieira being submitted, honestly. Uh, and she was submitted in like half of the match or so. Uh, Incredible performance once again, but this time I think she showed a dominance that, even though like in her past years, I don't think she has ever shown.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say that that was the best performance of her career. And I got a chance to do a short interview with her after the open class final, and she said she wants to do the double Grand Slam again for the next season. So we could be seeing a lot more gold medals from Gabriele Pisani.
Absolutely, and I look forward to watching her. As I said, it's always a treat to watch her compete. Love watching her compete. Love watching how she really improves her technique in every single match. In every single tournament, you see her improvement. She keeps on putting the work. She's definitely not somebody that uh, is satisfied from the amazing accomplishments she has done already. I see that just by saying that she wants to go for a third Grand Slam, she's definitely not content yet from what she has been doing. She definitely wants more, and I'm excited to watch her again and again putting up, displaying amazing jiu-jitsu for us.
Still very, very young, so it's going to be scary to see how good she can get when she actually enters her prime, which I think
right.
we're still not there yet, which is wild. The other open class champion was Victor Hugo. Also had an incredible performance. He competed at the Brasileiros, won double gold there, looked incredible. Came into the Worlds, had 8 fights between ultra heavy and the open class, 5 submissions. Beat Kaynan Duarte in the open class semifinal. That was a close match, but it was one I think a lot of people were looking forward to. That brought him to the open class final where he took on Eric Muniz. Got the submission against Eric with an incredible knee bar. Also got the submission against Marcus Scooby, another incredible opponent in the ultra heavyweight final with like kind of like an inverted arm lock. I don't know what you call that submission from the triangle, but
Yeah, triangle with we used to call like violino,
like a violin arm lock.
violin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Beautiful submission. Awesome improvisation to finish there. And Victor Hugo he looked incredible. So just want to hear what you think about his run, not only in ultra heavy, but also in the open class.
He's another person that will say, uh, a man with that size shouldn't be able to invert like that.
Yeah.
It's unfair. It's at least unfair. Like no, he's just kidding. His jiu-jitsu is amazing. How he moves is it's so nice. How he plays guard. And man, his knee bars are super dangerous.
Yeah, one thing that was pretty cool is that he got the knee bar finish in the open class final Gi Worlds 2023. His first open class no gi title 2019 got the knee bar in the final there too.
Yeah, and Nogi Worlds, was he 18 or 19?
I believe it was 2019.
19, right?
Yeah.
That he got the knee bar against the Cyborg.
Yeah.
Super nice one too. But this one was a little bit different. This one had 2 legs. I was drilling yesterday. Last night I was drilling in the gym with my students. Man, incredible submission. I did not see that coming. I did expect when he inverted with both legs, I was like, something's gonna come out of there, you know. And man, beating Eric Muniz, honestly, Eric was probably my pick for the entire tournament for being the double gold. Especially he was in 2 consecutive finals. For me, it was like, I think in this moment, the man to beat Eric Muniz was Nicolas Meregali. When Nicolas Meregali wasn't there, I thought, hey, there's a mix there between Kaynan. We spoke about that in the preview. Kaynan, Vitor Hugo, and Eric Muniz. But I think Eric Muniz was ahead of the game there. But Vitor Hugo proved me wrong with an amazing performance. The whole tournament he did really well. Yeah. Submitting Scooby, man, Scooby super good. I love watching him competing too. Him getting that submission, it was incredible too. but that knee bar was amazing against a super good competitor. His performance as well. I think his performance at Worlds was even better than his performance at Brasileiros, to be honest. And even though like his performance at Brasileiros was amazing, but
Yeah.
I think Worlds. I think he was best tournament I've seen him. Not only technical aspect of it, I think his mindset was very, very, very. He knew what he wanted. He definitely knew what he wanted. Um, and yeah, man, it was amazing to watch him competing there. It was amazing to watch him win in that fashion. That submission was just both submissions, right? Submitting both finals. That's also incredible. That's not something that we see every time. Submission in the finals of the open classes. Don't remember the last time we've seen this. It's always super tough matches. So definitely props to Victor Hugo. Congratulations, an amazing performance.
Yeah, what was crazy is we had 19 black belt finals, 5 submissions out of those final matches. Victor Hugo had 2, Gabriele Pisagna had 2.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty. That says it all. That just says it all. That says it all. How much great performance they put out.
So we had Victor Hugo win his 4th black belt world title. We had Gabriele. She's also a repeat champion. We also had a bunch of new champions. So I'm going to kind of go through the list of some of the people who were first-time black belt world champions. We had Jessica Khan win the light featherweight division. Amy Campo won the medium heavy division. Lucas Pinheiro won roosterweight. Sam Nagai, featherweight. Jonata Alves won lightweight. And Jansen Gomez won middleweight. So quite a few new champions this year. Out of all those champions, we talked about Jansen already a little bit. Were there any of those that stood out to you as particularly special or particularly impressive?
I'll say Jessica. I think she had an amazing run. She submit Adele. She in the light featherweight, she usually comes as rooster. This time she came in a light feather, and it was her first time going to the finals, and she was able to win. She Amazing performance. That was best performance I've ever seen her as a black belt. It doesn't matter what week, competition. It was definitely the best performance that I've ever seen her as a black belt. Super tough match in the finals against Samir Aquino. I think she won in the last 3 seconds or so.
Yeah,
right?
with that
It was
back attack, which was amazing.
it was a super good match, super tough match. Props to Tamir Aquino too.
Yeah.
Lucas Pinheiro, he was my pick for that weight class. Definitely put out an amazing performance there. Had some really good matches from day one. Also, after an amazing performance at Brazil National, so he repeat a great performance for Worlds and winning his first Worlds. Another one that was a surprise for a lot of people, and honestly not a surprise for me, even though I knew anyone could be a champion in that weight class, as we spoke about here before, featherweight class. Samuel Nagai. I honestly think it was a matter of time for him to reach that first place. He's a guy that I've been watching him for quite a bit. A lot of people thought it was such a surprise him beating Isaac, but he beat Isaac I think 2 years ago in an incredible fashion. I think it was 12-0 or something like that.
17-4 or something like that. 2020 pans, yeah.
Yes. So, but then last year he got caught in the footlock.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people don't remember the first match and just remember him getting caught. But it was like one of Isaac's best move. So Isaac hit that move, and now we're like, okay, so how's that match gonna play out? Because one had like 17 points, the other one hit a submission, and Samuel Nagai proved that he he wanted that win again. He wanted to bring that win back. And last year, I believe last year was really watching close. He had some like super like I think one of the best matches of last year was him against Fabricio,
Yeah,
in my
everyone
opinion.
talks about that match to this day, and it was over a
Yeah,
year ago, just how back and forth it was and how technical the exchanges were.
yeah, and Fabricio was the current champion.
Yeah.
So he has been putting amazing performance after amazing performance, and honestly, it was a matter of time for him to find his way. And since that weight class, he just so leveled up, so even. You know, anyone can win. I truly thought it was a matter of time for him to come out with that win, and he did. An amazing performance, amazing match with Diego Sodré in the finals. Diego Sodré again hitting the finals and missing by a little bit too. This is another guy that knocking their door.
Yeah.
Super young kid too. I truly believe he's gonna be one of the next chamber for this generation. So that weight class is not only because it's the weight class that I basically fought the majority of the times, but it's just an incredible weight class.
Yeah.
And Samurai guy coming up with that win was definitely an very impressive performance.
All of these new champions have really cool stories, in my opinion, too. Like Jessica Khan, 2022 Pan champion, didn't win that world title, has had a lot of ups and downs. I would say the same thing for Lucas Pinheiro. He won a Nogi world title recently, but he's had some ups and downs at the major championships, especially the worlds. Sam Nagai, Amy Campo made the open class final last year, took silver, came back this year to win gold. Jonathan Alves, four-time Pan champion, but could never. Something always seemed to go wrong. I know he got injured at the 2021 Worlds. Last year, he had the super close match with Ty. So he was a very accomplished athlete who had ups and downs, won his first gold. And then Jansen, of course, we talked about, lost to Bergina, lost last year at the Worlds as well. But all these competitors have great stories, and it was just cool to see their path after taking some losses, having some ups, having some downs, coming back and winning the biggest tournament in the sport.
Yes, it was definitely. It's definitely some really good stories, some really good inspirational stories. Um, it's this is one of the reasons, like how even and how much new champions and all that. That's why I'm saying that this tournament was different. This tournament just feels like it was the best tournament, uh, and still hold on to my theory that it's gonna be hard from now on to see dominances, uh, just how even how it's a treat for us as spectators because like I said, these even matches, these back and forth matches, it's just getting, it makes it better and better. It leaves the crowd super hyped up too. You know, like, and we saw that in the finals how the crowd was standing.
Yeah.
Some of the matches, everyone was standing. I felt like it was in a soccer gym, in a soccer field. It was like, damn, this is, it's getting nicer. It's getting better and better here. So. Uh, uh, yeah, so congratulations to all the new champions. Uh, Definitely incredible performance for all of them. Jonathan is another guy that I, I remember. I think we spoke about that after Pants when we did a recap for Pants, and I said that let's see if this year was going to be his year, because he put out another incredible performance at Pants, winning his fourth
Yep.
title, and I don't think I've ever seen somebody winning four titles, four Pan Am titles, and never win Worlds. I truly don't think I truly don't remember that. Uh, if you're able to dominate that much in the paints, which is so close of level of Worlds, at one point you hitting that gold medal, and it was his time, it was his turn. Such a great athlete, such a hard worker, and definitely deserved that gold medal.
One more topic I wanted to touch on was Artist Jiu-Jitsu. They had, I believe, 6 finalists. They had Maisa Bastos, they had Jessica Khan, they had Jonathan Alves, Taliesin Suarez, Diego Pato, Tynan Dalpra. One single academy, one location with 6 black belt finalists. That was pretty incredible. They ended up winning 4 gold medals, 2 silver. Give me your thoughts on Art of Jiu-Jitsu and how that team has kind of just developed into a team that has people of that caliber that are making black belt finals at the Worlds.
Yeah, I think iron sharpens iron. There so much talent in that gym. They're really focused on growing the competition aspect of it. Guy and Rafa, like, needs no introduction. Needs no
Hall of Famers.
Exactly. So we don't need to, we don't even need to talk about it. So. And then the amount of great athletes coming and join the team too. If I can sum up in one sentence, is iron sharpens iron. They're getting better and better. Training between them. Guy has been doing an amazing job leading the team, and focus on getting them better and better. And you see how he was in every single match for the lower belts. They're juvenile team, they're team. They're such a great talent that I believe maybe 6 now and maybe even more later on, for the amount of talent that they have in that gym. Definitely incredible work. That's unseen. I do not recall seeing something like that. In one gym, 6. I think they got 3rd or 4th as a team, being one academy. That's definitely pretty impressive. I think the academies that were ahead of them, it's just associations, big associations. So definitely impressive, and such a good work that they're putting for sure.
Congratulations to all the new world champions, all the teams that brought such amazing athletes, and to the crowd that brought amazing energy to the pyramid. Samir, did you have any final thoughts on the Worlds?
No, it was an amazing event. I can't wait for the next. I can't wait for the next tournament, for now the most Nogi seasons, nationals too, the Nogi seasons.
Jiu-Jitsu Con.
Jiu-Jitsu Con, yes, Jiu-Jitsu Con, along with Master World. So, man, I can't wait for next tournaments. It's just getting better and better. Jiu-Jitsu is growing so much. I was even joking around. I saw like a huge pictures and nice. The crowd was amazing. I was like, yeah, Jiu-Jitsu is that. It's just, man, it's the level that I've been involved in this for the past 25, 26 years. So the level that we are getting, the level that we are, the tournaments that we're getting, the tournaments that I'm seeing now, that I'm participating in all, it's just it's amazing to see Jiu-Jitsu hitting that level. So can't wait for the next one. Can't wait for 2024 Worlds, for 2024 Pans, for 2024 Brasileiros and Europeans. It's getting better and better, and I can't wait for what's next.
The next Worlds is a year away, but I think everyone who watched the event or was at the event or competed in the event is already eagerly anticipating the next Worlds in 2024.
Everyone's definitely looking forward to it.
Thank you again, Samir, for your time. Really appreciate it, as always. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys soon for another episode. Take care.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.